Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to All Blended Up. It is your host, Johnathon Lindon, and today I am here with my husband, as promised, Johnathon Lindon. And so I'm going to give him an opportunity to introduce himself, but where we left off was me giving a little introduction into how we met, some of our background, and what this podcast will be about. And so I just want to give y'all an opportunity to meet my lovely husband, Johnathon Lindon. So at this time, I would just like to give him the opportunity to introduce himself.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I am Johnathon Lindon, the king, the man of the household. But we just wanted to put this together as one, as in just trying to help others get into a blended relationship. And like we said, I did have kids before my wife, and so I think my kids was maybe I think Travion was 6, and the other one was, I think Jonathan was 2. Yes. So when I first met her, I didn't tell her I had kids because my biggest thing as a male, I didn't want no one around my kids. One thing about me, if I had some kids, I made a promise to myself a long time ago. If I had kids, that I was gonna take care of my boys. So that was one way of me protecting them from the outside. Is basically trying to raise them, knowing me and their mothers. That's it. But since that didn't work, I met Chantanelle, which was a great thing. We been raising these kids together for the last 16 years now, thank God. But we just basically put things together to raise the kids as one. She always tried to give them the mother role model, be the mother role model for them, and she never tried to take the place of their mothers, just put it like that. So I believe on this, let me see, how can I put this, y'all? Don't get me wrong, I don't do this a lot, but on this episode, it's basically just introducing myself and just showing y'all, just telling y'all things about me. Like I say, me and Chantel were like 5 years apart, and she was younger than me. I think I was 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just I want to give the male perspective of the relationship, and this being a blended family.
Okay, yeah, so absolutely. So I appreciate my husband jumping in, here with me. When I came to him with the idea, he was all for it, and I wanted to get that side because a lot of times when you're giving your point of view, like even when the kids or even when he talk about things, like your memory, everybody remembers and retains stuff differently. And so it's just interesting to kind of even roll back and think about some of these things and how everybody remembered how things were going. But like he was saying, the whole point of this is just to be a resource for those who have a family dynamic like ours. And I want to give my husband the opportunity to just present to those that are in his position, whether you are a mother or a father. You have children, maybe you get into a relationship with somebody who doesn't, or you do have kids, and like how that even works. And so what was some of those things, I would say, babe, what was some of those things that was that you had to consider when you were dating again? Because or when we got serious, because I know you was probably just kind of very casual. Even I was casual. It wasn't supposed to be nothing serious, but it did get serious. And so what was some of the things that you had to start thinking about when you realized, okay, I really like this girl, so where is this going?
Well, my biggest thing was how I'm gonna bring this girl around my family, not just my kids. Cause for one, I never brought no women around my family or my kids really.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, my brothers and sisters probably knew of a girl or something, but I never just actually brought them to the family functions and things like that. The biggest thing for me was when I did bring you around them that it wasn't gonna be somebody that you were just leaving. So I'm already thinking in my head, oh yeah, you finna be here, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my thing. And then my thing is of how you was gonna look at me after that. Cause this one thing about telling you, yeah, I got 2 kids this come and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, oh, you got 2 little bad little boys and stuff like that. So that was a big thing behind, you know, in the back of my head, just thinking about. But we did it.
Yes,
we did it.
yes. No, and that's basically what I was saying on the last episode. Like, when you first told me about it, of course, I was shocked, and then we stopped talking. I was like, okay, well, that's it. You know, you was like, had stopped talking to me, and then I was like, okay, well, that's it. You know, he got kids. I don't know about all that. You know, because, again, I was fresh out of high school, going into college. That was like something that you don't think about. Mm-hmm. You know, like I was saying, you don't really plan for that. I'm sure you didn't even plan your life around, okay, I'm not gonna be with the mother of my kids, like, and then starting a relationship with somebody else. You don't plan for that. And I think it's important to know that you can't have a future, like, if a relationship fails, because in this society today, I think a lot of people stay in relationships that's probably not healthy because they have kids. Mm-hmm. And that's like the motivator. Y'all don't even like each other, don't love each other. Yeah. You know, you just share these kids, and that's the whole motivator for staying. And you be concerned. Who wants to really just bring their kids around anybody? You want to make sure that whoever you bring your kids around is a good person. Mm-hmm. They're not going to mistreat your kids or anything like that. And so it's a lot more that you have to do in the process to even trust somebody. So I can understand it from that standpoint, and I can understand like why it wasn't a quick introduction or anything like that. I couldn't do nothing but respect it, because
it's a big thing. It was a big thing to me, just especially I felt like I did the right thing afterwards by even letting you when I did let you know, and I gave you the opportunity that you didn't have to continue talking to me, because
right.
For one, I lied. I didn't lie. I just didn't say nothing.
Right.
I just
lying by omission.
Right. So I feel like I did the right thing by even giving you the opportunity to step out the relationship. You know, and
right.
we did stop talking for a while. You know, I don't know how we started talking. I think I popped up and called you, or you called me, or something. But you decided that this was what you wanted to do, and we stuck it out from there. And you know, it's been. I know in the upcoming episodes we're gonna talk about the things that we a little tango ups, you know, that we got that we had dealing with the baby mothers, you know, because I do have 2 different baby mothers, y'all. So just let y'all know. So it wasn't what people think, you know, because you hear a lot of stories and things like that, but it wasn't every time they see each other they fighting, y'all, this and that. I actually, it went kind of smooth. Parties, birthdays, everything was smooth, you know. Yeah. It wasn't no drama at the parties, and wasn't none of that. Everything was real smooth, you know, as it's still going smooth. And we got a lot. We have a lot to get into with y'all. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good ride, y'all. So y'all just stick it out with us. We gonna continue. I got a lot of information for us young fellas too. You know, I call myself young. I'm 39, y'all, but I still think I'm young. You know, but it's a lot of information to be for y'all, and also we want some information too. You know, because every day we learning.
Right.
So we don't think we know everything,
right.
But we have been through this, and we've been doing this together for 16 years. So we feel like we might have some nuggets we can give out too also. So absolutely.
So I want to just kind of go back. Let's go back to that time. Let's go back to 2007. And
wow.
Right. When I even think about that time, it's just like the world is so different. Like back then, y'all, there was you had social media, but it wasn't like it is now. I was not on like Facebook or anything. I think back then it was like just for college students.
Yeah.
I don't
MySpace.
Yeah, like MySpace was popping. I don't even know if y'all know what MySpace is, but everybody our age probably know what MySpace is. And so, like how everything is on social media, it wasn't. And I kind of can appreciate that. Like when we were first starting out, that our relationship wasn't on display for social media and all this different type of stuff. Like it was real authentic. So we got a chance to kind of get to know each other outside of like all of the stuff that they have today. And so, yes, let's go back. So, I know back then you was meeting a lot of ladies.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, I was that guy.
He was the one dancing in the club and all that good stuff. And and so, when we were spending this time together and, you know, chilling and doing all of that different type of stuff, what do you feel like set me apart that you even wanted to say, okay, let me tell her about my kids, even introduce her to my kids, you know, or anything like that when you were talking to other people?
It was, my main thing was like I say, yeah, I feel like I was that guy, you know, but it was like, I hardly called you. Like, I swear I maybe called you once a month, maybe twice a month, maybe, if that. And then when we did talk, we just talked for like an hour, 2 hours, every time. So it was like, it was cool, you know, and then, I'd be like, hey, let me come pick you up and see y'all when I got off work. So cool, we'll come out and we'll chill, you know. And that was a big thing. Then at the time, I wasn't I went with one person, you know, so it was like, you know, I was dealing with my baby mama. I was doing that and talking to you, and it was like, I was going back and forth, but we just started talking real tough. You know, it was crazy how it ended. How it ended and began.
Yes, and he's saying that because we did break up. And we broke up. Like he was like, he got a cousin that's like a sister to him, and I guess he was gonna tell me. I don't know if they was at the house together or whatever. And then she hopped on the phone and was like, "He got 2 kids."
No, I told her I ain't telling that girl nothing. She said, you need to tell that girl. You need to tell her. I'm like, man, I ain't telling her nothing. It ain't no guarantee she gonna be with me. So I'm not gonna tell her about my kids. And then how about if I tell her about my kids and then she come around, then she gone, then I'm gonna look crazy. Nope. That's not happening.
Oh, okay. So
y'all
see?
And my cousin, she is like my sister. Her name Keisha, y'all, if y'all want to know her name, Keisha. Nah.
She's like, why are you putting my name out there like that?
Nah, but me and her, we like sister and brother. We really cousins, though, but, yeah, that's one of my persons I can go to with about whatever, and I ain't got to worry about nobody else knowing about it.
Right. And so, like I was saying on the last podcast, like some of the things that I had to navigate through, because he did give me that choice. Like once we did, like we broke up or whatever, but we started back talking, and he was like, look, I understand, like if you don't want to be with me, you know, because I have kids and stuff like that, that's a lot. Do you want, you know, this relationship? And I was like, well, yeah. But I have to be honest, when I look back, like, I really didn't know what I was committing to. I didn't. I thought I knew at the time, but sometimes when you're that age, you just think you can conquer the world. And, I mean, I think I handled it pretty well, but I can honestly say, you know, it would be prideful for me to be like, oh, yeah, you know, I handled that or whatever the case may be. But when I honestly look back, it was a lot. Like, it was a lot to take on. And it's not even that there was any drama. Because I can honestly say, like, even if he was having a situation with his children's mothers, like, it didn't come at me. Like, they didn't come at me any type of way. If they were upset at him about something, they really came to him. And he was good at that, like, shielding me from any type of drama. So nobody ever came at me wrong, and I can appreciate that, because I know that some people are in situations where that is the case. And you know, if it's toxic, I say I don't know about all that, because I didn't have to deal with that. But I do say that like I said before, it does take a level of maturity, period, because it's not easy. Because you have to have confidence in yourself and what you have to offer, And in a relationship, when, you know, this person got history with them, they got kids with them, and you got to know where you stand in that situation. And so it's crazy. You know, but we handled a lot of tough situations together. And yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is. But I want to touch on the maturity part, because the maturity, it played a big part. Even though I'm gonna be honest. I want to keep it real on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I was out there. I was going to the clubs the other weekend, but when it came down to my kids, it was like I can go out. I can go out at night, and by the time they get up in the morning, I'm cooking breakfast. Like, I never left. Mm-hmm. And I did that for years. I mean, for years. And I say the maturity part is because of you have to shield your kids, even your significant others, for certain situations, you know. So I didn't want my kids to see me going out partying all the time, and then you know, they wake up, I'm still not there, you know. I'm gone. But one thing about it is that these kids get older, and if you still doing that, they see them things. And I went through that situation also, you know, as they got to 9, 10, 11 years old. These kids take in a lot, you know, and they see a lot, and they want to do what they see their peers do, you know. But we're going to get into that, too, as they get older and stuff. We're going to have y'all walk this journey with us, because it's a lot. When I say it's a lot, but like my wife said, the maturity part plays a lot, even on her behalf. You know, like I said, she was 18. I was 22, something like that. Yeah. 22, 23. And it was crazy. We did meet in a club. I won't say the name, but we met in a club.
A popular club out this way. I will say that much. But I do want to touch on something because I was throwing out some type of nuances, just because, again, this is a resource for those that either they're already in a relationship, such as ours, or they're considering one, starting out, trying to see what some of the things to expect. And so I touched on, you know, after we got married, and I had our first together, and that was the third boy. And I was just like, I never really voiced it to you, but in the back of my mind, I was kind of like, is he even going to be as excited? Because for him, this is the third pregnancy. And then, not only is it the third pregnancy, it's the third boy. Right. But I was actually surprised that he actually was happy. And so I want to touch on that, like, go back to that moment. Like when I told you I was pregnant.
My thing is, for one, you know, just having a new baby is a big thing, you know. You know, a lot of people, I got a baby, but my thing is, if I have, like, y'all gonna hear this from me a lot. If I have a kid, that kid I'm gonna be around that, I'm gonna be in that kid's life. So, matters the boy, it matters the girl, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna be there. But it's a new baby. It's something that I gotta bring up. You know, and I want to be in that child's life regardless. So I was going to be happy with regardless. You know, it wasn't no, I don't want no more kids type stuff. It was like, oh no, it was like my first baby again. You know, you know. And the thing was, this time, and I felt that this was going to be different. You know, I'm gonna be with this person. I know this person ain't going nowhere type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not saying anything about my other baby mothers and kids' mothers, but it was just like, I just knew this one. I was like, oh yeah, this is what it is, you know. And a lot of things, and we was also in church. We're going to get into that, to the spiritual part of the relationship, you know. Because one thing that we did do, we was in church at the time, so we kind of built our house around a Christian-based family, but you know, everyone no one's perfect, you know, and no one's sins being in the other sin. So we want to get into all that also, but that's my thing. I was happy. Y'all should have been there. I was happy.
And no, he was.
Each time.
And I remember like after I had my son, like my mom came and cleaned up, you know, because after you have a baby, you healing and all that different type of stuff. She came and cleaned up, and he had just got off of work, and he had, you know, of course I'm at home, you know, recovering and stuff. He had just got off of work, and he came home, and he's like, "Hey, baby," and he changed the baby diaper, and he's playing with the baby. And my mama was all shocked too. Like she was like, "Oh, he really happy about the baby," because in your mind it's like, oh, you know, you thinking. And that's another thing, like sometimes you could be thinking something, and it's important to communicate, because I know, and I do this a lot. My husband get mad at me. I got a bad thing with assuming stuff, or just be like, oh, well, that person ain't gonna like this, or they ain't gonna want to come here. Like, I'll not invite somebody because I'll be like, they ain't gonna want to come. And it's just like, how you gonna just automatically say ain't nobody gonna do something, and you didn't even extend the invitation? So, like, and I do that a lot. And so, like, that's what I was saying, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, we having our baby. But I was like, is it as special for him? Because it is my first. So, of course, I'm excited. So I'm like, is he excited? And so for him to share that excitement with me, that was an awesome thing. And so let's go back a little bit to toward like us building our relationship. And so, you know, at the beginning, once you told me, I didn't tell my family right away. You remember?
Yeah, I remember that because I remember you was like, hey, you mean my dad? I'm like, oh no, I ain't mean no daddy.
Yeah, I didn't tell them right away, and a part of that is because I didn't want my to be judged. I didn't want nobody to judge us or my family to be saying anything negative, because it's like, oh no, like you so young and you get with this man and he have kids already. And so did that make you feel a certain type of way, like I was trying to hide something by not telling my family?
No, not really, because I was kind of cool with that for a little while. Mm-hmm. Until we start actually spending a lot of time together. So I'm like, okay, like, dude, this girl got some dudes on the side or something like that. So I'm introducing about that. But I think I met your sister first.
Yeah.
I believe.
I think so.
I came pick you up one day and she was coming from school or something. Or she was on school vacation or something like that.
Yeah. And she was about the first person that knew that, you know, he had kids. And then it's so funny. I'm not going to say where, but where your auntie used to stay at, the subdivision she stayed in, and you stayed across from her. Like, Quisha had came over there one day, and she had met little Jonathan's mom. And so she didn't know. She just knew you had kids, but she didn't know that it was like two different women. So she said, "Bye, Trey's mom." And
wow. Hey, I don't remember that, y'all. See, I knew stuff coming.
And she's like, no, I'm Jonathan's mom. And my sister like, oh. And so it was just so many different things, man. Like, it was crazy. And so that's why I said I didn't really know. Like, when he told me, you think you can do, I did not know. And that's why this podcast is here. Because maybe you are a young girl like me, or maybe you 25 or 30. And you get with somebody and you really don't know what to expect. All you know is what's shown on TV. And they gonna always show the bad side. They gonna always show the drama. Baby mama coming cutting up some tires, or something crazy like that, or they still sleeping together, or just all the most scandalous stuff that can be assumed in these type of relationships. But we want to give another perspective. No, we're not perfect. Our relationship isn't perfect, but we have been in it for quite some time, and we just want to give some nuggets. I wanted to give my husband an opportunity to speak and give his perspective. We're going to dive into this even more as the episodes begin to unfold, and we just want y'all to ride along with us, and we just appreciate everybody that's going to support, already supporting, and we just hope that y'all get go along for the ride with us.
Yes. And guys, no, this is not going to be one-sided. I'm not going to let the women tear us down. We're going to do this together. Nah, but it's going to be, we got equal opportunity over here. It's going to be both sides the same. Everyone get to tell their side, and I get to tell my part of this, because, hey, you know how they do us, fellas. So we gotta stick together, y'all.
I guess. But yes, no, we want to give both perspectives, and we hope that this is something that can be helpful for you guys. So until next Thursday, it's Johnathon Lindon
And Johnathon Lindon.
with All Blended Up. Thank you.